Hello and welcome to VATS CAST, where we discuss all things Fallout, Bethesda, and who knows what else, because we like to ramble. I am Timmy T1000, and today I'm joined by my two lovely co-hosts, Granny VATS and Old
Hello.
Man Fallout. Tonight's
Hello.
discussion, we are going to talk about some of our favorite Fallout 4 mods, and time to and letting to get you to know us a little bit better, and some exciting news about Fallout 76, as well as there's a big new update that just came out for Fallout London. So, before we get started, let me introduce my hosts. Gurney Vat, say hello.
Hello.
And tell us a little bit about yourself and where people can find you.
Well, I am a Twitch streamer. I'm of the older generation. Okay, I'm old. I basically play Bethesda games, but I do play a lot of RPGs. I stream 4 nights a week: Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, and Sundays, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
And what is your Twitch channel called?
Granny Vats.
All right. And we will have that linked in the description for anybody who's watching this later. And Old Man Fallout, how you doing tonight?
Doing great. Hello, everybody. I'm Old Man Fallout mostly everywhere. So you can find me on Kick as Old Man Fallout, on Twitch, on YouTube, on TikTok. All of them, I'm Old Man Fallout.
And we will also have that linked in the description below as well. So, and I myself, I am Timmy T1000. I don't have a ton of social media links. I will have some stuff linked. I technically have a Twitter. I have a couple YouTube channels, the usual stuff. I play a lot of Fallout games, Fallout 76, Fallout 4. I also play Starfield. I've got about 5,100 hours or so on Fallout 4, I think, roughly. And that's just I've only been playing it for 2 years now. So I've got a lot of time in 3 years. I used
That's
to play
impressive.
Magic the Gathering and a lot of Commander. So I used to do I used to run a couple of Commander channels. But, so yeah. So tonight's topic is we each came up with what our top 5 favorite mods are. I did cheat a little because I have a different angle than both of you guys. Going over the list, it looks like you both mostly use Nexus mods for your mods.
Right.
Is that correct?
Correct.
I do.
Okay. I tend to just I'm lazy. I tend to just use Bethesda's mod organizer. So the one that's like built into the game.
Yeah.
So I grabbed a couple extra as well as 2 creations as well that I think are really good that might be worth people considering if they're wanting to do something a little bit lighter. So
If we're going to get into creations, I want to throw one out too. But anyway, go for it. Keep going.
Oh no, that's perfectly fine. I
Yeah.
assume I know they're very contentious with a lot of people, but
Yeah.
like going forward, like looking at how they're doing Starfield where they're kind of merging creations and mods together. That might be kind of how things are going down the road for like say like Elder Scrolls 6 and Fallout 5 and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, not to say Nexus mods won't exist and that it won't be very popular, but there's a lot of people like me that are just like, they want one click and be done and not have to like mess with stuff. So,
Yeah.
but,
Yeah,
all
only
right.
people like me decide to sit for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours to mod a game.
There's a lot
Although,
of people like that though.
yeah, I was going to say, I think there's a lot of people.
Yeah.
Well, there are also the people that just download a Nexus mod pack, which
Yeah, that's great.
is all the mods put into one pack. It's like a one-click boom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is something that Bethesda does not have in their built-in systems yet, and that is so amazing.
I
If
wish
you
they
can
would
have
do
somebody who's curated like 800 mods so that they don't crash, they all work together and they totally overhaul the game in a way you like.
Yeah.
That's crazy that you could just press a button and have it all done.
that is really nice with those
Yeah.
mod packs are really good. I like those a lot.
I haven't tried one yet myself.
Yeah.
Maybe I should.
I've used Vortex. I've also used MO2, Mod Organizer 2. I like Vortex. Vortex is nice.
Yeah.
Which is
I like
Vortex
Vortex because it's easy.
Yeah. And Vortex, for those who don't know, because I do have actually a lot of friends who don't mod video games that might be listening to this. And by a lot, I mean like 5 people.
Damn, it's a lot.
Yeah. And Vortex is the mod manager for Nexus Mods, which is the largest modding community on the planet. Like most video games that get modded go through Nexus at some point. So
Yeah, but you also do have Steam, which also has mods.
Yeah.
they do.
There are other places that people are putting their mods. You just have to look around. Like Steam has a workshop that's a bunch of mods.
Oh, I didn't know this.
Yes.
This is new to me. So
Well, I thought I would mention it
yeah,
because
if
there
you
are a
can
lot of
find
good
a-
mods.
if you can find a link to that I can throw in the description, that'd be great, and I can add that. So all right, well, let's go ahead and let's get started with our list, because we have quite a few to go over, and I know we're going to chat about all of this a lot because we are all kind of
Let's
chatty.
do it.
All right, so we're going to start with Granny VATS list first. Her first mod she listed was Sim Settlements 2. So Granny, why do you like Sim Settlements 2?
I like it because it is a building quest mod. You can build entire communities. It is well put together. The voice actors are just right on top. I built some really amazing settlements, and yeah, I have just been able to play it over and over again because it has such a playability.
It really does, and I like how it's broken up into chapters and stuff. So that way, not only does it make it like more encompassing, but I personally like just to play chapter 1. I found the HQ mechanics to be a little cumbersome for me. I know that they updated it where you where it auto
It does
builds
it itself.
Yeah, I've seen that, and I've played all the way through with it. I just, the later mechanics I didn't enjoy as much as the mechanics in the first chapter.
You know, something that they were, I saw someone joking about it, and they said, you know, the whole point of Sim Settlements when it first came out, Sim Settlements 1, not Sim Settlements 2. When it first came out, the whole idea was, oh man, I don't want to actually have to spend so much time on the settlements. It would be really cool if the settlers would take this stuff over and build themselves. And so they put out a mod that does that. But now that they've done all these additional releases, Sim Settlements 2, and then with all the additional chapters in Sim Settlements 2, there's a point where you're doing so much work in the settlements, and there's so many other systems you're paying attention to, that you're right back to square one of, man, I'm spending so much time doing this stuff that I didn't want to do.
Yeah. Yeah, well, and it's nice. It was just like towards the middle of the, like, I loved I white knuckled my way through it because I wanted to finish the story because the story was so good.
Yeah.
If we could convince Kingath to release just a story version of SS2 without all of the mechanics, I would love it. I don't know how that would work, but you get what I mean? I really
Yeah,
like the story.
it's not for everybody.
Yeah.
I have to admit, I have never played the story at all because I'm not interested. I'm only interested in the cool houses that can be built automatically. So I always install just the Sim Settlements 1, the original version of the mod, obviously with all the bug fixes they put into it. But you can still download Sim Settlements 1 as a separate download from Sim Settlements 2. And basically what you get is settlement building with no story. And, and
nice.
that's what I've always done. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's why I stopped at the end of the first chapter because,
Well, Oh man, Fallout, you really missed really great content by not playing it all the way through.
Yeah.
Because the war at the end is. I mean, I ended up with 2 Liberty Primes in my game because
Mm.
because I went with the Brotherhood of Steel and Liberty Prime shows up for that. And
Mm-hmm.
Quincy,
Mm-hmm.
well, we fought the battle and I went on doing my other mod, which was Outcasts Remnants, which you take Liberty Prime on this, all the way through the Commonwealth, blowing people up. It's really fun. So I get to Quincy and I've got 2 Liberty Primes throwing nukes.
It's
That's
It
amazing.
was
hilarious.
hilarious.
Oh my god, that's so good. That's so good. I love it. I love it.
Well,
I
you're
might
going right
actually.
into your other mod.
Excuse me?
I said you're going right into your other mod.
Yeah,
You
By
should talk about the
accident.
other mods too. Yeah.
yeah. Which, yeah. I mean, we'll actually get to. I mean, Outcast Remnants is like 3 down. So
There we go.
yeah. So the next one is actually I've played this one also, and I am actually a huge fan of this one. So I didn't put it on my list, and that's America's Rising 2. So Granny, what's your why is this
It
one of
wa
your favorites?
it was a great mod. It's a great story. I went the route of taking the Enclave out,
I've
but
never
that's
done that.
because I am not into the Enclave's ideals. I feel like the Enclave they're stuck on the let's do FEV, let's do FEV.
Mm.
So I ended up taking the other route and not siding with them.
That's actually
Good.
why I always side with Colonel Whitehall when I play, because she doesn't want to like nuke everybody with FEV.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you played us Merit AS2 yet? Old Man
No,
Fallout?
I haven't played.
Really?
I typically don't do the big expansions. There's a bunch of them. There's the Sim Summons 2. There's this one that we're talking about. There's also somebody rebuilt Point Lookout, the whole DLC from previous games. They put it into Fallout 4. There are a lot of mods like this that do just a complete overhaul or ride on top of the base game in a big way where they give you huge new storylines. I
Mhm.
typically don't do any of them. So
Okay.
yeah.
All right. No, fair.
And me, I'm always just doing them all because I like to change the game.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
then I'm like Timmy. I've got over 5,000 hours in Fallout 4.
Yeah. And I tend to
Although you
almost
guys are
play it.
babies compared to me, but yeah.
We're babies with at 5,000 hours?
Yeah. I think I'm getting near 7,000 now.
God.
Well, see,
And here's
that's only on my one copy now. I've got several copies of Fallout 4.
oh, there we go. There we go. Now the numbers are raising. I do have one of my viewers who's at about 20,000 hours.
Okay.
And we were
Oh,
trying to do the math on it because we just can't figure out how you could even fit that in. The game's only been out for 10 years. That's a little bit that's a lot. It's a lot.
it's extreme,
But
yeah.
that's like playing it like a part-time job for like a decade is
Mhm.
what it is, basically.
Exactly.
Well,
mean,
they'd
with
almost
yeah.
have to be like me, a streamer that's doing it 4 days a week.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
and
it's 40 hours a week every week for 10 years. It's
damn.
ridiculous.
I mean, that's I
That's
put it
insane.
well,
Yeah.
but you know what though? That's really not, because I don't know about you, but like I mean, I play these games a lot. Like I mean, I put in 4 or
Mhm.
5 hours a night easy.
Well,
Yeah.
Because
I
I mean, that's what I
used
find
to.
fun. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
I don't have kids. I just get home from work at 2 in the morning and nobody's awake. You know,
Yeah.
so all right. So after America Rising, now I haven't played this one. It's called Fusion City Rising. I don't know
Yes.
anything about this one.
That sounds like the
This
Bleacher stuff. Is that true or no?
no.
No.
The
Okay, keep
Fusion
going.
City Rising is done by the Thuggy Smurf group.
Oh.
It's a group. Well, there's 5 mods that work together that they made to work together, and that is Fusion City Rising, Project
Mhm.
Valkyrie, Outcasts and Remnants, Depravity, and 50 Ways to Die at Dr. Nick's. Those are 5 mods that group put out to work together. Fusion City Rising. It's a great story. A lot of it takes place in the glowing sea, so you have to deal with a lot of the radiation aspects. But yeah, there were a lot of tough enemies, great explosions,
Okay.
and great recipes. Yes, Nuka Cola recipes.
You like crafting.
Oh yeah, I do the crafting.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, if you can make a soda that will take away all your rads and make you immune to radiation for a period of time, I'm gonna go for it.
Yeah, who wouldn't?
Isn't that like Nuka Cola Victory?
No,
Or
this one totally you can drink it and go run around the glowing sea naked
naked?
and never take a rad.
Oh.
That's amazing.
And that's from the mod, because I know some of the
Yes.
Nuka, like I mess with I early game, especially like if I'm playing survival. The first thing I'll do is build a Nuka Cola mixing machine, because
Yeah.
you can take dirty water and Nuka Cola, and it will heal 130 health.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the recipes for Fusion City Rising, basically, they're all they have the same effects as the drugs, without your companions disliking the fact that you're doing
Okay.
drugs.
All right.
Oh, that's so great. You could
Yeah.
have Kate then.
Yes, you could have any of
that'd be
them
so
and
nice.
drink them, and they don't dislike it.
Nice. Okay.
That's amazing.
So you said the other two mods that they also made were Project Valkyrie and then Outcasts Remnants. What? So I don't know. I know kind of a little bit about Project Valkyrie. I know that Sarah Lyon lives in it, but that's about all I know.
Yes,
What-
that is Project Valkyrie works best with Outcasts and Remnants, and what it is Sarah Lyons did not die in Fallout 3. They faked her death. So she makes a return and takes over the Bridwin and sends Maxon on a vacation to go do some jet and get some strange.
I like this mod.
Yeah. Yeah. Elder Max
And they got a lot of great perks with
Yeah.
the mod. Like every time you go to the base, when it respawns, you've got a bunch of shipments you can snag.
Nice.
It's
Nice.
good.
Yeah, it's really good for crafting. And then the other one is Outcasts Remnants. Now
Right.
what? Now I don't know anything about Outcasts and Remnants. I mean, other than that they're from the Lions era of Fallout 3 Brotherhood.
Right. They're the chapter that split off from the Brotherhood of Steel. They didn't like the ideals that the new leadership was going with. So they decided to split off on their own. So they call themselves the Brotherhood of Gold.
Okay.
I like it.
And that's a full story, like
Oh yes.
and that works with Valkyrie. So I'm assuming, I know vaguely, is that Sarah, if you side with Sarah Lyons and Valkyrie, you take out you either integrate the remnants or you take them out.
Right. There are all sorts of ways you can go with it, but it also completely changes your ending. You
Okay.
can actually have all your factions still alive in the
Okay.
end.
All right.
That's
Nice.
amazing.
It
Yeah.
gives you the ability to keep the Institute and the Brotherhood alive and fix the Institute.
I like that. That was one of the things that always kind of like grinded my gears about like the Institute ending, is there was no way for me to, as the new director, change. I mean, I can role play in
Change
my head.
things.
I
Yeah.
can role play in my head that I did it, in my head canon as they call it, but there's no like in game. Was there anything else you wanted to add about those mods before we move on, Granny?
No, I don't
We can always come
believe.
back to like.
I don't believe so. I mean,
Okay.
they're great mods. The storytelling, the voice acting, just all of it put together is great. I had no issues with it,
And I see a common theme with all of your mods. They're all story based mods, like all quest, and so what they like. It seems like you kind of enjoy expanding the storytelling inside Fallout.
right.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
I don't like to play the same lines over and over, so I like to change the game so I'm not
Okay.
hearing the same dialogue.
15 times. All right.
Boy,
Yes.
Granny Vats, that's a smart thing. I gotta tell you, especially when you've got 3 people on this cast who have thousands of hours in Fallout.
Yeah.
This is a very real problem. It's hearing the same line 100 or 200 or 1,000 times. It gets tiring. So it's a good
Yeah.
thing to change it up. Yeah.
I never get tired of hearing Nick's quips.
Well, yeah, me either. Or his
I love-
story. His story is just, yeah, Nick. They did a great job with Nick's
I
story.
love Nick Valentine. He's by far my
Yeah.
favorite. So,
He's
all right.
great.
Well, let's move on to Old Man Fallout here. OMF, as I've got him in the show notes.
Excellent. Excellent.
OMF. Ooh, I could go with that one.
This is 18 plus, so we can use curse words. We don't have to. I mean, preferably, I'll try to. We don't need to turn it into like old Howard Stern, but So your first one,
I've curbed my language.
fair. The first one you have listed, Old Man Fallout, is
Yeah.
CVC Dead Wasteland. I've never heard of this one before.
So I use CVC Dead Wasteland. I use on PC. If I'm going on to console, I'm using USO. I think they have the same concept, although they execute differently. But both of them are massive mods for adding settlement objects when you're building.
Okay.
CVC Dead Wasteland adds, I suspect at this point, they're up to thousands of new items, new power sources. You can get solar arrays that will give you a little bit of power in your settlement. You can get windmills. You can get all sorts of other things. They give you a lot of new objects, new beds, and one of the nice things they do with CVC Dead Wasteland is they a lot of the things they do are similar to the idea from what we were just talking about with Sim Settlements 1 and to a degree Sim Settlements 2, which is they take some of the items that are already in Fallout and they repurpose them to make new things. So for example, one of the new beds that CVC Dead Wasteland offers is a cinder block bed. It's using the cinder blocks that are already in the game, the 3D model of the cinder blocks, and it's using the mattress that's already in the game, but it puts them together so that you get a new custom bed that looks like it was hand built by a settler. So it's really like on theme, on brand, and it's extensive. There's so much that it offers. And then I was saying you at USO is, as you said at the beginning of the podcast, you tend to use the built-in Bethesda menu for doing your mods. And I don't think that you can get CVC through that menu.
No,
it's only
USO's
available on
in
Nexus. But USO is there.
Another one that might be worth considering if you're on Xbox is called Wasteland Imports.
There we go. I want to have tried that. That one's pretty big too.
Yeah, but that's another one that adds a lot of like settlement items, crafting items, kind of. And then up next is Heather Casdin.
Yeah,
is that a companion?
I think it's
mod?
Casdin, but yeah, Heather is a companion mod, and I thought it was worth highlighting her for a couple of reasons. One is I installed probably a dozen companion mods, but I installed them one at a time to run them through and test them. And every single one was buggy in some way. Game would crash after install in some way, shape, or form. The dialogue wasn't put together properly, or the companion came with quests, but the quests were bugged, or the game would literally just go black screen on me. But Heather didn't. Heather is almost perfectly executed. I don't want to say she is perfectly executed. I'm sure she contributes to some kind of bug somewhere. But
they all do.
For the most part, yeah, they all do. But for the most part, she's bug free. She's expertly executed. She's a fun companion. She's a romantic interest. She's relatively attractive. She's good at romancing. She's got she follows the Porter Gauge NPC companion system, which is a little different from the other companions in that Porter Gauge from Nuka World will also be a store.
Yeah.
So if you've ever played Nuka World, you've got Porter Gage, you know that he has the option for you to buy and sell from him.
As long as you're
And
at
so,
Nuka World,
right,
Nuka Town.
right. And so Heather is the same concept, although you don't have to be at Nuka Town. She's just available as a store. Now, she's
Okay.
a horribly priced store at first. You would almost never use her. But over the course of time, you unlock these discounts, and eventually she becomes, okay pricing.
Yeah.
But so she's still not great as a store, but it works in a pinch. And then on top of that, she's a pretty good shot. And she does have some nice things going on with her that are, for example, she she's a good shot. She has a
Oh,
romance option that is includes marriage. You can
okay.
actually end up giving her your wedding ring that was on your ex if you take the wedding ring off in Vault
Oh,
111.
off Nora, yeah, or
Yeah.
Nate, whoever they are.
Yeah, depending on who you play. Yep. And she's got a huge number of expansions. And you don't have to download them. I mean, they're already built in. For example, she's aware of Nuka World. She's aware of Far Harbor. In fact, if you do end up giving her a wedding ring and you haven't done Far Harbor yet, she will ask to have a honeymoon in Far Harbor.
Oh, really?
Yes. So
That's
there
hilarious.
there
I'm
are
gonna
all
have to
sorts of
try this mod.
there are all sorts of markers that she has where she hits various areas and she's like, I want to do this, I want to do this. Right
Okay.
now I'm playing through Nuka World again, and she comes up with a list of like 10 or 20 different places she really wants to see.
Okay.
And what's great is when she hits them, there's actual dialogue. So she's constantly talking about the locations you go to
Nice.
and telling you her ideas about them and what she thinks. And she's very good for feedback, especially across all the DLCs, which I don't know that there are many Bethesda companions that do that, because most of them were built for the core game and don't have much to say in Far Harbor or Nuka World or
Yeah.
Automatron.
Outside of
No, not in
taking,
Fallout 4.
yeah,
Yeah.
outside of taking Nick to Fallout, to Far Harbor, and
Yep.
and
Yeah, he's about the only one that's
Old Man
really
Longfellow.
engaging.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
not a ton of
Yeah.
Far Harbor specific.
The rest of the companions, that really bugs me too about Fallout 4 is the fact that the rest of the companions really have literally not much to say about Far Harbor at all.
Yeah, or Nuka World, exactly. They're
You
very quiet
know,
on this topic.
But Nick, of course, he's going to be all on both places.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the best person to talk to. And of course, Porter Gage knows all about Nuka World.
Yep.
Yeah.
But you were talking about companions, and one thing I wanted to add about Outcasts Remnants and Project Valkyrie. Valkyrie is a companion
Okay.
who also buys and sells stuff. And
Works the
there
same
are
way.
many companions in Outcasts and Remnants that you can take with you all at the same time.
And some
They don't
settlements.
follow the same companion rules as the core game.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you could have five companions at one time.
Yeah.
I don't need that.
Heather does the same thing, but obviously there's not 5 of Heather. But Heather, when you take Heather as a companion, she doesn't add to your companion list. She just is a companion. But
Okay.
so I currently have Heather and I think I had Heather and Strong for a while. I had Heather and Dogmeat for a while. I had Heather and Ada for a while.
Ada, she's so OP.
She is.
She's just a fucking murder machine.
Yeah. Get her into a robot workbench and she's death on wheels. Yeah.
I never take Ada except for when we're doing her quest at the last quest.
Yeah.
Well, and the thing with Ada though is that her combat AI is so aggressive.
Yeah.
Like she just likes to tank hits all day long. And if you just put like OP big guns on her, she just runs Moser. It's like playing survival mode on easy.
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah, I always give her a Mr. Handy thruster though because I hate the way she walks slowly.
I give her Robo Rain treads.
Those are actually really good because then she does that bull rush. It's really nice when she races up to a guy and knocks him over or tries to. Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to have to try that next time.
Yeah. And then, so next on the list is Minutemen Takeover Nuka World.
Yeah. Go ahead. I can see you want to say something.
I was gonna say that I've played something similar. But
Mhm.
I didn't like. It was okay. I don't know.
So let me tell you what this does. For any viewer who doesn't know what Minutemen Takeover Nuka World is, the name kind of gives it away. But here's the idea: so long as you've become the general of the Minutemen, you can get a radio beacon attached to your Pip Boy,
Yep.
and then you go to the Nuka World entrance, you trigger the radio, and then you have to wait like a day, like 24 hours.
Yeah.
But
I
what
think
will
it's-
happen is the Minutemen are assembling sort of off screen. Now, technically, they do assemble in a location in Nuka World. You'll find them outside the Nuka World walls. They're assembling quietly where nobody can find them, but they are
Yep.
there. After they've assembled, you can take them into Nuka World on a raid, and it's essentially war. The Minutemen come in. Some of them will have power armor. Everybody's got as many, of the laser rifles that they like as you would need, and you run through Nuka World, wiping out the raiders.
Yep.
And there's some important bonuses to doing it this way. One of which is when you take over Nuka World normally by killing off the raiders, you end up with an abandoned Nuka World, essentially. Like the raiders
Yeah.
are gone, they're dead, and the place is kind of empty, and it becomes kind of a ghost town. And you kind of start to question, like, why would I even come back here unless I needed, like, a particular item or object,
Unless
or
I need
whatever.
some 7.62
or ammo.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So that's great. But if you do Minutemen take over Nuka World, any surviving Minutemen will then move into Nuka World, and they take over the animations that the raiders used to do.
Okay.
So if there were a couple raiders sitting at a table chatting, well, there will now be a couple Minutemen sitting at a table chatting. And so what happens is you essentially can repopulate. Now, typically you lose some Minutemen in the process, so you're not going to get hundreds of Minutemen inside of Nuka World. But if you have a choice of how many Minutemen you bring in, and it's very heavily dependent on your computer's own strength. You don't want to bring in 50 Minutemen if your computer can't handle having 50 NPCs on screen.
Right.
But you bring in what you can bring in, and whoever survives, if you end up with 20 surviving, 30 surviving, they'll take over all those animations, and you basically end up with a populated Nuka World, and it feels really good. So
It does feel a lot better to have it populated. My only gripe with I actually have, this is one of the Nexus mods that I've played with this was that, like, doing, oh god, why am I drawing a blank on the name of the quest where you kill off all the raiders?
Open season.
Yeah, like the only problem I have with doing open season is, like, you're literally just doing it to murder a bunch of raiders, right? Like, there's no in-game reward for it. Like, there's no perks. Like in Far Harbor, for example, I mean, if we want to talk about the holiness that is Far Harbor, like, no matter what ending you choose, you get something for it. Whereas if you do open season without completing Nuka World, then, which is what most people would do if they're going to do open season, right? Like, from like a logical standpoint, like from a role
like
play
I
standpoint. From a role play standpoint is what I would say. They didn't put anything in. So I tried, it was called Nuka World Plus, I think.
I tried that.
Yeah, and it just,
I didn't love it.
It was just awkward.
Yeah.
But there is a nice companion mod, or a I don't know if it's a companion mod or a patch that actually replaces the Minutemen with the Enclave for SS2, for not SS2, for America Rising. So you can actually send the Enclave in to take it over, which is kind of cool. And then my other gripe with it was that the Minutemen are so under armored and undergunned that they just got murdered by the raiders.
Yeah, the Minutemen always they do need a mod to make them a little more tough.
You have to beef them up.
Are you guys sure you played the mod I'm talking about?
Well, maybe I
The
played an
Minutemen
older
Takeover
version.
Nuka World has
No, I haven't played that one.
Yeah, the Minutemen Takeover Nuka World has no. It requires you to install a second mod that equips the Minutemen. They give you multiple options, and one of the options is to have them be severely underpowered. But there are other options. One of them is to have them be severely overpowered.
Okay.
So if they come in too strong or too weak, it would be on that'd be player skill issue at that point, because you're installing the mod you want to make them as hard or as weak as you want.
Okay, so maybe I didn't upgrade them.
Well,
'Cause I
I
do
personally
remember grabbing this mod and
Yeah. Now, one of the things you can do is you can install the mod and then not install the gear, the follow up gear mod, which would make them severe. Like they would literally be like level 1 or 2 Minutemen with no gear. That would be
yeah,
wild.
that's what happened to me.
but
So
you
I
could
think
do
I
it.
borked it.
Yeah.
Because they were
Possible.
just like the regular Minutemen in the Commonwealth with their like little settler equipment, maybe a one leather piece on their shoulder, and like
Oh my
laser
God.
muskets and pipe weapons.
My guys came in with power armor and Gatling laser rifles.
I mean, I arm my settlers with that. Like,
Yeah.
well, it's heavy combat armor because I'm not trying to run, because I don't. The problem with power armor in Fallout 4 is the only armor you have to maintain. The only thing that has durability. But I arm them with heavy weapons and explosives and heavy combat armor.
Yeah.
Now, see, I downloaded a mod for Nuka World that actually just gives you a perk when you do the open season. You get the Raider Boogeyman perk, and it's a
That
really
sounds
good perk.
great.
I like
It is actually I'm drawing a blank on the name of the mod. I uninstalled all my mods for Fallout 4 the other day. Trying to make sure I get London proper, and so yeah, I forgot the name of it, but yeah, it gives you the Raider Boogeyman perk, and it is a really good perk.
It's literally called Raider Boogeyman perk for Nuka World.
Yes.
I'm looking at it right now. It's great. Yeah.
Yeah. All it does is after you've done the open season, you actually get rewarded.
Yeah.
And then with that, I do loyal Porter Gauge so that Porter Gauge doesn't turn on you.
Yeah.
Because I have all of the companion mods that so they don't turn on you when you go against their factions, like X688, Deacon, loyal Porter Gauge.
Oh my gosh. I'm looking at the perks that you get, and one of the bonuses is insane. You get half again sneak damage, 0.5 multiplier on your sneak damage. That is crazy.
Oh, that's the same thing you get for signing with the operators.
You get half again. So if you're doing 100 points of damage with your sneak, you're now doing 150. That seems wild to me.
No, so the sneak multiplier is additive, not multiplicative. So a 0.5, an additional like 0.5 to your sneak would make your sneak multiplier like 3.5, 4.2.
Oh, it's not. Oh, okay. But
still,
that makes it way less impressive.
Oh, it's still a lot of damage.
It's still really impressive, though.
Yeah, it's a lot of damage. It doesn't sound like it, but it is, especially once you start stacking it with Mr. Sandman and Ninja and Deacon's perk. Like, it adds up. Trust me.
Yeah, Deacon's got the cloak and dagger.
Yeah.
But I couldn't do Nuka World anymore without getting that perk because, Bethesda screwed up by not giving you any reward for being a good guy.
Well, and the Raider perks are so good.
Exactly.
Yeah. One of the things that I never knew because I never side with the Raiders, and I was so shocked when I found this out. I thought at around playing the game for about 4,000 hours, I thought I had seen everything in the game. And then somebody on Reddit posted up a bunch of screenshots of their settlements while they were King of the Raiders.
Mm-hmm.
And their settlements had all this new gear I had never seen before. And I was like, where is that? What is that from? It's really good. The C.A.M.P vending machine that you get if you're the King of the Raiders, which basically generates chems for you on a regular basis. And like, there's some really good stuff you get if you're the King of the Raiders. And I had no idea. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a boost still. There's the chem gender. You also get like one of every type of raider for vendor for free. You get
Mm.
supply lines for free. You get scavenging stations for free.
Mm-hmm.
And all at the cost of pissing off Preston Garvey.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, come on.
But I
You
just
know,
hate Raiders. I've
I
never seen that. I hate Raiders so much that I have never gone the Raider route,
you should
except
try
for
it sometime
to
in
get
your
the
evil
perk,
playthrough.
to get
you
the
know,
achievement. I did,
we
but I
should
reloaded.
we should definitely talk about the trick then. I mean, if this is a podcast about Fallout, we should tell people about the trick for this. Here's the trick that you do. When you come out of Vault 111, you go down into Sanctuary, you meet Codsworth and so on.
Mm-hmm.
Then go to Red Rocket, get your dog meat and so on, and go over to Abernathy Farm, meet the Abernathys if you'd like. But then instead of meeting Preston Garvey and any of that, you stay out of Concord and you work your
Avoid
way
it.
over to Sunshine Tidings and, pulling levels as you go. You do as much as you can without going to Concord, right? When you get to Sunshine Tidings, if you do it right, if you time it right, you can be level 10 or 15, which is technically enough to get into Nuka World. It's going to be hard, but it's doable.
Well, you can pick
Get
up a
yourself
full
in-
suit of power armor and the bridge above Grey Garden on your way.
There you go. There you go. So what's nice about that is if you go into Nuka World without having met Preston Garvey, you can fully embrace the entire DLC. You can do all the Raider quests, completely take over the Commonwealth. Preston Garvey has no idea. He's been busy defending himself in Concord. He hasn't seen or heard anything you've done. Then, after you are fully tired of the Nuka World DLC and you've done every quest and you feel like you've exhausted it, then you go meet Preston Garvey.
Yep.
And he will ask you to reclaim the Commonwealth from the Raiders. And you say yes. And you wipe all the Raiders out and take back over all the settlements. And you have never had an unhappy Preston Garvey. Everything goes great. It works out perfect.
But
Well,
maybe
thank you, old man Fallout. Guess what? You just helped solidify my next Fallout 4 playthrough.
Yeah.
There we
Because
go.
I'm doing evil. Well, I already planned an evil survival, and that will fit right in with my evil survival.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
that's actually how I always now there's only one problem with that plan. One, that's usually what I wind up doing. But
Mhm.
once you initiate open season, you lose access to all 3 tiers of the Wasteland Warlord perk, thus cutting yourself off of the entire Raider settlement system.
Kind of. That's true to a degree.
Any settlement that you started as a Raider that has
Mhm.
that stuff built at it, you can keep and
There you go.
repair and use, assign new settlers to it, but you can't you can't build that stuff anymore.
Right. That's why I say you got to completely exhaust it. You completely exhaust the Nuka World DLC. Once you're done with it and happy, then you initiate Preston Garvey's new quests, and he'll have you take everything back over. But like I said, that Chem's vending machine will keep vending.
Yep.
So if you've got it in your settlements, it's just going to keep going. And that's amazing. So it's a way to get new goodies without having to have all the rife and unhappiness from Preston Garvey. It's really great.
Yeah. All right. So next on your list is Place Everywhere. I think most
Place
people
Everywhere that's on all systems. You can get that on PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. It's called different things though. It's Place Everywhere on PC. It's Place Anywhere on Xbox. And I'm not even sure whether it's Anywhere or Everywhere on PlayStation, but it's one of them. And
it's the other one, the Xbox one. The Xbox version.
It's the Xbox one. It's Place Anywhere.
Yeah, because
got it.
Even for PC on Bethesda's site, it's the Place Anywhere.
Okay. So basically what this does is it allows you to place settlement objects anywhere you like, any place you like. Now, you obviously have to be in a settlement to make it work. So you're not going to be placing objects like in the middle of, I don't know, Fainwell Hall or something like that. Yeah. But you can place them anywhere in your settlement. You can technically go out of the borders of the settlement. You can place them outside the settlement so long as you can reach it while you're in the settlement. Yeah. And so it's really useful, especially if you're having trouble with things like snapping or things are snapping into place when you don't want them to, or things won't snap into place when you do want them to. Or if you need to sync items, typically what people will do if they don't have this mod is they'll do things like the rug glitch, the pillar glitch. They'll try to place an item, like two items that they want placed close to each other and they can't get them close, or they want one to be sunken into the other or sunken into a location and it won't work. They've got crops that are appearing like raised up, like the grain crop. I can't remember the name of it, the multi-grain crop, whatever that's called. Razor grain, thank you. And when you place it down on top of like a farming row, sometimes it sticks off the ground and people don't like that. They want it to sink into the ground so it looks like it's actually been planted.
Melons and gourds float a lot.
Yeah. So place anywhere or place everywhere. Those mods will let you sink the item down. It gives you a key command so that you can just sink the item, or raise the item. And by doing that, it allows you to place the items precisely as you want, wherever you want. What's really interesting is, from what I've heard, although I haven't gotten too deep into this, but maybe you guys can tell me, apparently apparently Starfield learned a little bit from this, because apparently in Starfield, they give you a little bit more accurate control. I'm not sure if that's true or not, but that's what I've been told.
The building system in Starfield is much you don't have as much freedom as you do in Fallout 4 to like create structures, because everything's like prefabs, because it's kind of more sci-fi focused. But the placement of everything is a lot smoother. Everything tends to function a lot better, as well as you can freaking make all of your crafting benches without investing 6 points into charisma and 2 points in a local leader just to be able to make armor.
Yeah. It's wild. That's wild. One of the first mods I get to change that stuff, but we can only do 5 mods, so I'm not going to bring that mod up, but there are mods to fix that problem too.
Yeah, there are.
I mean, we can talk about mods all day long, about things that fix stuff.
Oh, don't worry. We'll be talking plenty about these topics. I think we might be onto some magic here of getting 3 people together that like to talk a lot,
Well, I know I get a lot of my fan base from people that come in with just questions about either Fallout or the mod that I'm playing.
Honestly, that's the whole reason why I start most of the Twitch streamers I wind up watching are actually people who start out playing. I wind up helping them. And then that's how we kind of, because I have like a very encyclopedic knowledge of this game and helping them. And then that's kind of how, that was how me and Granny met.
Yeah, I was doing Fallout London the other week, and I was sitting in my stream going, Timmy, where are you? Timmy, are you here yet? Timmy, I can't find what I'm looking for. Where you at?
Did you Beetlejuice me? I show up like 10 minutes later.
I think so. Yeah, you did.
All right. And then for this last one, so this one is a little interesting. I've got a couple comments about this one. I haven't actually played it, but I've seen it. So this one's called, your next one, it was Settlers of the Commonwealth is what you called it.
Yes.
It actually appears under the mod Tales of the Commonwealth.
Yes.
And this is a sub mod within that mod.
Basically. No, but yes.
Well, it's a file. It's an independent
It has nothing
file.
to do with the other mod, though. It's independent file. Yeah. You don't have to install Tales of the Commonwealth.
Okay.
So the way it works is, if you go to Tales of the Commonwealth mod page, the author there, I guess, maybe just didn't want to maintain multiple pages or something. So he's actually put 3 mods onto one page. So you go to Tales of the Commonwealth and you scroll down, to and down near the bottom, not even on the files, on the main page. You go to Tales of the Commonwealth main page, you scroll down. In the description, he's got all starts as Tales of the Commonwealth. But then he's got a second description for another mod that gives you a lot of advertising jingles that you can put onto your radio.
Yep,
and
that's
story audio. Atomic Radio, thank you. Then you scroll down past that, and you'll see some info about Settlers of the Commonwealth, which is the 3rd mod on the page. Then you can go to the file section. You can download Settlers of the Commonwealth as its own independent mod.
Yeah.
What it does is it gives you 31 or 32 settlers in the Commonwealth that are randomly placed walking around, and they are all named settlers,
Recruitable.
and they can be recruited. And what's very nice about these settlers, hearkening back to what Granny Vats said about not wanting to have the same dialogue over and over and over again if you're going to replay the game. This gives you a lot of variability because these NPCs all have backstories and things they want to tell you and so on. They don't have full-on dialogue systems, though. Instead, what happens is, the radiant dialogue that sort of happens on an area basis where you walk near a settler and they might give you a quip. In the case of these NPCs, when you walk near them, they give you one line about their backstory or one line about their life or one thing that they're thinking. And they do that constantly over the course of the game. Okay. So as you bump into these settlers in your settlements, you recruit them to your settlements, you bump into them in your settlement, as you walk by them, they'll give you a little bit about themselves. And they keep going and going and going. And there are some really funny stories for these settlers. There are some really sad stories for these settlers. Some very moving stories. Some of them are professionally voice acted. I was very surprised. One of the characters that you can get is a merc. Her name is Seven, and she has a very silly voice. She's and I don't mean silly like yuck yuck yuck. I mean silly like she sounds like she's been chain smoking her whole life. She's kind of funny, but
she sounds like Daisy.
Yeah, actually, yeah. Daisy, if Daisy was not a ghoul, absolutely, a little bit, yeah. And so if you get her and you start talking to her, she says ridiculous things. And one of the things she said at one point, I walked into the summit. She said, "Hey, I just wanted you to know, the settlers were talking about rising up against you because they don't think you're a good overlord. But I promised them that you're great and you don't have anything to worry about. And the reason they're all comfortable and everything is because I told them that I would kill you in your sleep if you ever acted up." And and she said it to me, and I was like, this is a whole new story. I don't know if I want to kill everybody now or what.
Yeah.
So it's just little quips. They don't go on for a long, but they're kind of funny and interesting. And I was so taken with Seven because she was such a crazy person that I ended up looking up the voice actress, and I ended up meeting her. And she turned me on to a bunch of other games. She's been professionally voice acting for a while. Okay. And so I ended up buying up a bunch of her games. I should probably have her name ready for you guys here, but I don't. But she's great. And a bunch of the other actors and voice actresses, they're great as well. And there's another character in it. Her name's Pumpkin. She has an extremely tragic story. And what's interesting is, you get like one line of dialogue each time you come into the settlement and bump into them. And
it's kind of radiant dialogue.
Right. And sometimes you kind of want to run back and forth and bump into them 5 or 10 times to just unlock the whole story and be like, just let's get through it. Give me the whole story. I'm interested. Let's go.
Yeah, you just want to look up all their voice lines.
Right. But with Pumpkin, when she started talking, I didn't want to do that. Not because I was like, oh, it's not a good story, but just because she's revealing to you things that are extremely sensitive, and you start to pick up on her backstory is very tragic. And as I was hearing it, I was like, oh, she needs space. She needs emotional space. I just got to let it go. The dialogue system sort of started to play into it a little bit, where I was like, I'll bump into her once in a settlement and leave it be, because she's got a lot she's dealing with, which is just very interesting how it all sort of played out like that. And I really like that model a lot.
That's really cool. Nice. Yeah. I do have a link I have a direct link that I'll post in the description to Settlers of the Commonwealth. It's actually under Tales of the Commonwealth. You can click on like a personal, he has like a personal wiki, the mod author does. And it talks about Settlers of the Commonwealth, and it links to the file for loading it. But if you just happen to be on the Nexus page, it's under, you can get that independent mod under files, and it'll say Settlers of the Commonwealth. Now, on Bethesda, I think it's only included in Tales from the Commonwealth. I didn't look into it that deep, but it is available on Nexus and on Bethesda.
So, there you go.
Yeah. All right. So, before we move on, was there anything else you wanted to add about any of these mods that maybe we missed earlier? Okay. I didn't think so.
I'm good.
I think we're all pretty good. Now, the ones that I picked, you guys probably actually have used them and probably do often use them. I picked mostly utility mods for the most part.
Let's
and
go.
These are all available on PC and through Bethesda. Since I use Bethesda's, since I'm lazy for the most part. So the first one is the K9 Tactical Harnesss Revamped. I love running around with dog meat and using the Lone Wanderer perk and the Attack Dog perk. But dog meat's so squishy. So squishy. And with that harness, it helps him from being so squishy. And then you can also add ballistic weave to it. So that way, I just can't tolerate hearing him whimper over and over again when he gets beat up.
He does whimper a lot. It's true.
Yeah, that
It
hurts
just
me.
breaks my heart. Like, especially
Yeah.
like, I understand he's a fake dog and he's just digital pictures and all that. But
Yeah, I can't stand to hear a whimpering animal in a game, period, or in
like,
life. But yeah,
you hear it every fight. You know, he gets one hit and then he's out. Like, so this really makes him a lot tankier. He doesn't do any more damage. It just makes it so that way he's not whimpering all the time, which is what I like about it. Because all the other dog meat mods that I found were like, turned him into like Ada. You know what I mean? And which I don't want. Like, you know,
I actually use that mod myself.
yeah. But specifically, I wanted to highlight the revamped one because it's more up to date than the older one. And
Yeah, I didn't know about the new one.
yeah, the revamped works fine with the next gen update for anybody who didn't downgrade.
Well, anybody that loves dog meat should also have everyone's best friend because it allows you to take dog meat with all your companions.
Well,
That's a good one.
I tend to not run with companions personally, but
I love dog meat with my companions, so yeah.
And the game was apparently originally intended to be that way. I don't know why they ended up shutting it off. Maybe it was because of like limitations of the hardware at the time.
yeah, it was limited
10 years ago.
Yeah.
But it's apparently there are still in the game a few areas where people will comment on the fact that you have a companion and a dog. And I believe, Granny Vats, that the mod you're talking about re-enables that so that you can get the full experience that was originally intended, which is amazing.
It does. Vault 81 recognizes you having a dog and a companion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, and ironically, though, that's kind of dumb because they actually added in the ability to have a companion and a and like a dog meat in the Creation Club. Because you can get the AI Sentinel armor.
Well, yeah, because Fallout 3, I think in Fallout 3, can't you take the dog and a companion?
Well, you can take EDE in New Vegas and a companion.
Right, yeah. You know, if you have ED or the dog or Rex, you can have one or the other and a companion.
Yeah, in New Vegas. And I think in 3, you can take dog meat and a companion. I'm not 100% sure.
I'm not 100% sure on that one either because I've only played Fallout 3 a couple times.
I'm currently doing a live stream of Fallout 3, and I've been having a great time with it. But I haven't been able to do that yet. But you know, I don't know that I've necessarily tried. So I think maybe the next time I run that live stream, that's the first thing I'm going to try.
Have you gotten Sharon yet?
No.
Sharon,
I'm not far enough.
Sharon is my boy.
Your jam.
Yeah, that's my boy. Yeah, I love Sharon. Cool. That with that shotgun, blah 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 blah. Just like. But anyway, okay. So that was my first one. The next one I like that I wanted to point out was SKK's Survival Utilities. So this one also is on Nexus and on Bethesda. It's what I like about it is it gives you access to a lot of the things that they included in 76 as quality of life improvements for survival playthrough. Fast travel, but it costs you caps. So like you can still fast travel, but it costs you something. It's not just like free moving around the map. And you can kind of change how much it costs based on, but I set it to like 10%. So that way I'm not traveling all the time. You can do quick saves, hard saves in it. It also gives you something called a universal stash if you really want. I tend to not use that, but having the ability to save and fast travel makes the game a lot less tedious, because that's honestly, those are my two biggest gripes with playing on survival, is that,
Yeah.
you know, like I get sent on these fetch quests where I have to, like, they make you travel all the way across the Commonwealth for what, like 50 XP and 100 caps, and I'm just like, nah, I ain't doing that. And then it sits in my queue forever. You know what I mean? Because I have to, like, 15 load screens to get where I need to go or whatever.
Load screens can be painful. I know that all the purists are probably going to moan at that, because a lot of people will tell you, no, you have to leave survival mode as is. If you're not willing to accept survival mode as it is, then you're not playing survival mode. Why bother? But my issue, I'm kind of on your side of it, is survival mode alters something like 18 different systems in the game, 18 or 19. You know, it removes the enemy pips off of your compass, so that you can't see where the enemies are unless you visually see them on screen, and so on. It does a lot. It makes a lot of changes. Some of them very minor, but they're out there. And if you want to get into survival mode, you may be into survival mode for trying to survive, but you don't want to have a real world consequence. Like, I've been playing for 3 hours, I haven't found a bed, the game just crashed, and I'm a dad with some kids who has to put them to bed, and now I'm just going to not be able to have all that progress because I've got a busy life.
Yeah,
that kind of thing. Like the idea, you can only implement you don't have the ability to save unless you find a bed. You can only implement something like that if your games are bug free. And
stable.
Fallout 4 is notoriously buggy. It's a very bad
It crashes.
choice. Yeah.
Every 2 hours for me.
Well,
yeah, exactly. Same here. So it's crazy choice to have that lockdown.
Well, and I mean, furthermore, I mean, every person who, like, routinely plays survival, all they fucking talk about are those goddamn vertebrate grenades.
Yeah.
I'm like, why don't you just equip fast travel and make it cost some money or whatever? Yeah. I mean, it's no different than the vertebrate grenades or using the Institute teleporter to teleport you to the center of the map and then back out.
It's the same. It's actually the same thing, in my opinion, to use the vertebrate or the teleport.
Yeah.
Or a mod. It's the same thing either way.
Yeah.
My thought is that there's, you know, I use something similar. I don't use SKK's mod, but there's another mod which is called, I think it's called Fast Travel in Survival, or maybe it's called Fast Travel to Settlements. I don't remember the exact name of it, but
that's
the point of the
one.
idea of it is it gives you fast travel, but only to a settlement that limited. You have conquered and that you have made safe, which is such a great idea, because then what you have is a mod that is building on the systems in the game and encouraging you to use the game systems more.
Yeah.
Which is amazing.
Yeah.
It reinforces it. It's great.
Yeah, and I've used something similar to that. I like that, like being able to just. I think that's actually one of the toggle options on SSK Survival Utilities, where you can just fast travel to a. It's like I go through this Commonwealth, I take the trouble to build all these places up. Now I have the ability to just kind of, and it's not even that I don't explore the map, because I do. I mean, pretty much every playthrough, I walk from Sanctuary to Quincy before I do anything, basically. Like, it's not like I'm not there, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, I've uncovered every map icon without the Explorer perk I've played. You know what I mean? Like, I get around. Yeah. I'm kind of a hoe. Yeah. I get around.
Round, around, get around. I get around.
But, yeah. And then the next one, so this one, I started using it after playing Fallout 76, just because I kind of like them. It's definitely can be a little cheesy sometimes. Oh, actually, no, I skipped. My bad, but I'm going to go ahead and talk about this one, and then I'll go back to my number 3. So the next one was, it's called Nuclear Winter Mobility Mutations. So what this does, this adds in 3 mutations from Fallout 76. It makes them craftable recipes, and you can also earn them when you get radiation poisoning. But then they get removed when you take, like, Rat Away or use a Decon One is frog legs, which increases your jump height by 100%. There's one that increases your movement speed by 20%, and then another one called like goat legs that reduces your fall damage by like 50%.
Neat.
Yeah, I just like them, especially because they're kind of mechanics that I've really enjoyed. Because there's a lot of stuff in 76 that I like that are like quality of life, that are just like improvements upon the systems from Fallout 4.
Yeah.
And like that universal stash thing and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then the next one that this one is just, it's fun and I like, it gives you, so this one is called Your Extra Special. What it does is it places 6 additional extra special books out in the Commonwealth for you to find.
That's kind of cool.
At various locations.
Yeah.
And they're not necessarily in locations that are easy to get to. You can actually look up the locations in on the mod page. So I don't want to ruin it for you, but they're in some really cool spots, and some of them are easier to get to than others. Some of them are actually locked behind quests, like you can only have access to them while you're doing that quest or after you've done that quest. But I always thought that just having one special book was a little, I don't know, a little cheesy. And you can actually duplicate that special book. So, and then the last one that I picked is actually kind of 2 mods, because the Nexus and Bethesda don't have the same mod, but there's 2 mods that do the same thing. It is called Ballistic Lining Vault Suit and Ballistic Weave Unlocked. So what both of these mods do is they just alter the Ballistic Weave perk that you get when you join the Railroad and complete the DIA cash quests to just unlocking it as you progress armor and science. So like the one that does the vault suit, like in order to get the max level of the shielded ballistic weave, the weave Mark 5 and shielded lining, you need science 4 and armor 4 to get it.
Just like for a jetpack, same idea. Got it.
Yeah. And then the other one, the ballistic weave unlocked, you get access to like tier 1 with just like you would with no armor perk, and then you need armor 4 to get all the way up to rank 5.
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of cheesy, or I didn't think it was cheesy. I really kind of have a problem when specific mechanics are locked behind. It's not that I don't mind you having to complete tasks to unlock things, but that there's no other, like, I mean, Ballistic Weave is pretty much required in Fallout 4. You know, like
I play without it all the time, but I also wear power armor all the time.
Right. If you're not wearing power armor, you really want to wear it most of the time. But
I actually prefer Ballistic Weave Standardized is the name of the mod that I prefer.
Okay.
But yeah, it does
it on
standardize
Nexus?
Ballistic Weave, yes.
Yeah. I tend to use the ballistic lining vault suit, which is on Bethesda's site, the most, because I like the vault suit a lot. All right. So that wraps up the actual like mods that we were discussing, but I had 2 creations I wanted to talk about, because I specifically chose mine for ones that were accessible, that were a little like, as somebody who hasn't modded for super long, I find that I wanted I use like, I'm just kind of, I don't know if I'm lazy or whatever. I tend to use the built-in mod manager more than like using Nexus. So I wanted to talk about the modular military backpack. Is probably, like, if you're gonna get one creation ever, like if you're ever gonna spend money on Fallout 4's creations, get that one. Increases your carry weight, gives you a bunch of different options for like increasing your explosives damage, giving you built-in health regen. That's real, like a trickle health regen. And then you can add all these patches that give you like pardon me, that gives you like +1 to like certain special stats. It's just nice. It does require you to have like some in the crafting material. It is I've never found it has like it's never bugged. It always just works fine. The other one is the Manuel rifle set. Again, if you're gonna pay money for a creation, this is the best weapon mod to get in the creations. These guns are so good. It gives you a short little quest. It unlocks 2 rifles. One gives you extra damage to animals, like
the hunter perk,
stuff like that. Yeah, and then the other one, which is my favorite, is the Manuel carbine, which gives you the lucky effect, which recharges your critical meter by 15% faster, and critical hits do double damage. Both these weapons can be used semi-auto, full auto, so you can run them as a commando or as a rifleman. I tend to use them as riflemen. They're just really good weapons. In fact, they're maybe a little OP, but moving on to the next topic. Now, Old Man Fallout, you said you had a creation you wanted to bring up.
Yes, I did, but honestly, I don't remember anymore. So,
oh, was it a weapon?
So let's not even worry about it.
Okay.
No, I don't know if I put it in the chat when we were talking about this previously, but I have a handful of them. Oh, there's no, now that we talk about it, now I've remembered. So here we go. The one that I'm interested in was there's a Creation Club item that isn't well reproduced by mods. That's one of the issues a lot of people have with Creation Club, is it's monetizing things that are already free. So you can if you need like new settlement items, there's already a ton of mods that do it. You don't need to pay the Creation Club for their stuff. But one of the ones that is not well reproduced is there are arcade cabinets available as one of the. You love them, yeah. I love them too. The Creation Club has an arcade cabinet mod or DLC that you can get that is only a couple bucks. And when you install it into your game, it allows you to take the holotape games that you have and put them into these arcade cabinets so that your settlement has like an arcade.
Well, and, it makes them independently. You don't actually have to install the same.
Right.
You just
and you can have it at many settlements. Yeah.
Yeah, you can just craft. Like I've actually used it to play all the way through the Grognak game.
The role play game. Yeah.
Yeah, the RPG.
And what's really interesting about it is that, someone had told me there's no way you should pay money for that because you can just do it in mods. Why would you bother? Get it for free. So I then did a little audit and I went through and grabbed every single mod that had ever been created that does something similar. And I tried every single one at a time, installed each one independently, let it run through my game to see if it was going to crash it or have problems with it, see if it would work properly, what it would do. And the answer is there are, in fact, mods that will do this so that you can have, little arcade games in your settlement. The problem is none of them execute nearly as well as the Creation Club content.
Yes.
The Creation Club content gives you the audio from the files playing, so it sounds like you've walked into an arcade.
Yep.
It gives you actual cabinets that work the way they do in the real world so that you can see the game playing on screen, and you have the whole, the little darkened overhang. Yep. It does all that stuff. If you try to do it in mods for free, you can do it, but you will not have the same experience. You won't have the audio. You won't have the full-size cabinets. You won't have all the goodies that come with it. And because of that, I feel like Creation Club actually hit a home run there. It actually does provide a service that's good.
I actually like a lot of the Creation Club stuff.
Yeah.
Yes, a lot of it is covered by mods, but I don't know. We can talk about that on another episode. Get into the ethics of Creation Club versus paid mods versus free mods. That's a whole.
Actually, I believe I got the Creation Club, the one you're talking about. I actually got that for free. They were giving it away at some time, and I just got it for free.
Yeah.
I think I can tell you the time. I think I got it for free as well. This was the celebration that happened, I think, around the TV show.
That sounds about right.
They were giving away a bunch of stuff. Either it was around the TV show or near the TV show for an anniversary. I don't remember which of the two, but regardless, it was about a year and a half ago that they did it.
Yep.
And they gave away on Good Old Games. They gave away Fallout 3, I think. On Epic, they gave away Fallout New Vegas, I think. Maybe I have that backwards. And then in the Creation Club, they gave away a ton of stuff, including the Granny Vats, you might have got this one too. They gave away the Nuka World settlement, or the Nuka Cola settlement that you can get in Fallout. Down near it's near the main street in downtown Boston, and it's a little apartment. Thank you, Boston Commons, and it's near. It's inside of a building, and you go in and you get basically someone who's obsessed with Nuka Cola has built.
Oh yeah, I got that one. The Nuka Cafe. That's what it was.
Nuka Cafe. Thank you. Yeah.
Nuka-Ola
that one was free as well. There we go.
If they gave it away on Creation Club, I saw it. I have it. I've got all the paints.
Yeah.
So the takeaway message here, kids, is, since we're all old people here, I can say whippersnappers. Is if you are a Fallout 4 fan and you routinely play Fallout 4, I would at least once a month check the creations pages, because they do rotate through different free stuff. Like a year ago during Christmas, you could pick up the Christmas pack.
Yeah, I believe I got that.
Like free, like the Halloween pack was.
Yeah, I got that one too.
They've given away the modular military backpack at one point. There's a couple other ones. Like they kind of rotate through them. I mean, obviously they don't give away all the really good ones, but the okay to solid ones they do tend to give away. Like, you know what I mean?
Paint jobs for your Pip-Boy or your armor or your gun.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, I got all those.
Yeah. Next on the docket, is there was some big Fallout 76 news.
A lot.
Would you like to go into that a little bit?
Well, so I don't know all the details because I'm not even a big Fallout 76 player. So I'll defer to you two on anything you know as well. But I have a favorite live streamer that I love. Her name's Steffi Walker on Twitch. And Steffi's been playing Fallout 76 hardcore for about 50 live streams or so. And Steffi she's built it up with her own private server, and all of her viewers are on this private server playing with her. Okay. And it's been great to watch. And there's a lot of news that's come out recently that I've been paying attention to just because of Steffi. So one of the ones is that there is now going to be a new release. We're going to Ohio is the big news. They're expanding the map out. And so if you're playing 76, you're going to get a new area you can get into. And part of that, you can explore the whole new map and or the expanded map. And then on top of that, they're going to be adding the Ghoul in from the TV show. Yep. And so he's going to be in that expansion, which is really kind of exciting, to be honest.
Yeah, he's voice acting.
He's voice acting, and apparently they're putting his gun into the game as well. So there'll be an extremely powerful, really high quality gun.
It's probably going to be in the Atom Shop, just for everybody to know, or or probably a seasonal item, like they do like a battle pass, basically, like with a scoreboard. It'll probably be on that, is my guess, but I don't know.
Yeah. So I'm really excited about all of that. I keep resisting going back into 76. I had a bad experience with 76 the first time through, and I don't want to go back to it. But to keep making it better and better, and it's getting harder and harder to say no to it. So there may be a moment when and it may be with the Ghoul, it may be that there's a moment where I just say I have to go back in. So we'll see.
I like 76. It's like solid.
Well, how about we go back in together, Fallout?
I might take you up on that.
Level 5, and that was it.
I'm totally the camp mom, by the way. I have all the crafting recipes and all the raw materials and stuff. Like,
Yeah, see, we'll have to bring
That's why
Timmy
I
along.
quit. Yeah.
Yeah, I have all that stuff but yes.
Yeah.
The one thing I like about 76 is if you can get a friend or two to play with you and go through the storyline, like through the actual through all the story quests in the game in the game, it's actually pretty good. Now, to keep
Yeah,
playing
see,
it
my
for
experience is I was with friends, with other people, and we didn't do any story. Basically, they just kind of took me across the map, and I had no idea what was going on.
yeah, see, what you need to do is you need to have at least I think I found the best way to play 76 in my opinion is you have a high level character with you, and as the new character who hasn't done all the story content, you two go through the story content together. Because what you can do is if the new character, like if the lower level character is the team leader, then they're the ones getting all the XP for all the stories, and as the higher level character, you can go through with them.
Yeah. Sounds good.
The crappy part is that you can't have two players that haven't done the same story together complete a story at the same time together. Yeah. Only one person can complete it at a time.
So basically, one newbie at a time.
yeah, essentially, which is fine. Yeah. Because the character, the enemies scale based on level anyway. So the lower level character is seeing level whatever character, and then the high level character is seeing level 75, 100. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not entirely one for one, but it's pretty close. But I played through all of the story content in 76, and I liked it. Like it's at least as good as Fallout 4. Let's put it that way. I there are some points that are contentious, but it's at least as good as Fallout 4's story.
Yeah.
But,
so there is one more thing that happened with 76 that I thought this is actually very exciting to me. It's a little more nerdy and on the edge, but I still am really excited about it. And that is just last night, somebody got into the latest release of 76, which I think is sitting on Steam. It's been upgraded.
Yeah,
and they found a large amount of new content that wasn't there before, and they put up an Imager photo album with screenshots of all the new items that are going to be coming into the game.
Yep.
And it's something like 160 photos. Like, it's an extremely large album.
And they're all New Vegas themed, right?
That's the thing. It's all New Vegas themed. And so obviously you would anticipate that this is going to be part of the Ohio release. This will be part of the Ghoul release. And so to celebrate the fact that the TV show is going to New Vegas now, they're going to simultaneously release this. Of course, that's just speculation, but it's very sensible speculation.
I mean, the fact that they're releasing Walter Goggins' Ghoul is going to the next season, I think, coincides with the show's release. Like, the show's going to drop. They're going to do the new season.
Yep.
And include it with the expansion into Ohio, kind of all at the same time.
Yeah. So my hope is that you're going to put a link for everyone to see. There should be a link that we provide to this Imager photo album, so people can go in and see. In about a month or two, I think you're going to unlock 150, 200 items that are all Fallout New Vegas based. They look like they're from Fallout New Vegas. They maintain that old style. And I just think if you're building camps and you want to have a Fallout New Vegas looking camp in 76, it's about to happen.
Well, and those items will probably be, again, some combination of Atomic Shop and scoreboard items. I don't know exactly what amount, but yes, we will have a link to the Burning Springs, Ohio article. We will have a link to the public test server notes, which is actually where they data mined all of the New Vegas stuff. As well. I will have links to both of those.
It's great.
Yeah. And for our next topic, I know Granny's going to get excited about this, is we were going to talk about a little bit about the Fallout London 1.03 update and Pork and Rabbit and Pork DLC.
Here we go.
So I've got it installed. I just haven't fired. I mean, I fired it up to make sure it ran okay, like that it worked, but I haven't played it yet. But I did watch you, Granny, playing.
So did I. Yep.
Last night, and those loading screens were slick.
Oh
nice.
man, they have totally outdone themselves. Totally. I am only 6 hours into the game, and I've already run into 2 new NPCs with
Nice.
new dialogue. I've found several new ingredients.
Yeah.
The load screens are quick. I mean, quicker than Fallout 4.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Real nice.
The game ran so smoothly. The train crash went off without a hitch.
That's awesome.
That's a big one.
I feel like that they tweaked their load. You know, when you first load up the game, that when it says Fallout London, that title screen, it looks more vibrant. They've done something to make it look more vibrant. The colors are popping. It's
It does look good. It does look good. Yeah, I'm excited to get back into it because I actually started when she started her playthrough, I had started a full-on Fallout London playthrough, and I kind of petered off because I was waiting for that update to happen.
Same. I tried it when it first came out. So I've missed all the updates. I tried it when it first came out with no updates available on day one. And I played through and I got to the train crash that Granny VATS is talking about. And I had the real world crash and I could not get around it.
Yeah.
And now I was playing it way too early. You know what I mean? Like I was playing in the first few hours and there weren't solutions yet. There was nothing available and it just was crashy as hell. And I just said, I'm going to table this until there's the big update that makes everything smooth. And then it's been like a year I've been waiting for this, but it finally happened and I'm really excited about it. So
they really outdid themselves,
I'm pretty thrilled.
I think.
Well, it's taken them a year. The mod was great to start with if you could get around the bugs. It was a lot buggy. Now I didn't play it early because I'm the type of player, you release a game, you release a mod, I'm going to sit back and watch and wait till you get busy fixing it. Because it doesn't matter the game or the mod, it's going to have bugs.
It really is.
So I waited and I just finished. I was like right at the end of my playthrough when they came out with the update. I was like, oh, cool. So I rushed to the end.
Yeah. Well, so when Fallout London first came out, not only was I trying to play Fallout London, but I was also playing it on a Mac Pro. I installed Windows on. So I had all kinds of problems.
I believe that.
Yeah. Well, because I'm a big Mac user. That's I have a gaming PC now, but I didn't at the time. So I just was like making it work. But even before the version 3 Fallout or version 3, like the 1.03 update really is over the top. I mean, the version 1.2, they did pretty good. I mean, there definitely were still bugs and the loading screens were still rough, but like they had smoothed out a lot. The other thing that I noticed, Granny, is that those NPCs give you a lot better exposition on what's going on in the game and give you a lot more background information that you need to know.
Context.
Yeah, see, when you first start the game, you get to your first faction. You meet your first faction. They didn't give you a lot of context when you meet that faction onto what's really going on in London. You know, what the layout is. Well, now you've got an NPC. You've got NPCs that are actually telling you this group's, you know, this and this group's that. And, you know, it gives you a better layout. Of your different gangs, factions.
So
you know, one of the interesting things that I really appreciate Fallout London for is a thing that I've never personally experienced, although I believe I watched Granny VATS play through this. Granny VATS, tell me if you got this scene, because I think where I saw this was with you. There is a scene, a moment early on in the game where you end up in a sewer system where ghouls, or maybe not ghouls, but another ghoul-like creature ends up coming up out of the water at you, and it's basically this horror vibe as you're moving through the sewer system.
Greenwich
It's
Tunnel.
dark.
Yeah.
There
Greenwich
you go. Thank
Tunnel.
you.
Greenwich
Yes, and you
Tunnel
think
East.
you're gonna drown.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was terrifying.
We had a really interesting discussion. I don't remember where this was. It was probably on Reddit, but the idea was we were talking about what could a Fallout 5 look like. And I said I thought they should really lean into the horror aspects of having a nuclear apocalypse, especially because they have all this fantasy stuff about mutations. Well, not every mutation is good, right? Like there's, what do they call them in the game? They call them centaurs, I think, were in Fallout 3.
Yes.
That were these, they're badly mutated. Their mutations make them awful. They're falling apart. And so my thought was, why don't we lean into body horror? Why don't we lean into some of the fear aspects of it? And you don't have to make the whole game be like that, but you could have moments. And I got back an earful of, no, you can't. That's not how Fallout works. But then we pointed to the playthrough, which I think I saw with you, of just complete insanity as you're going through that sewer system. And it was exactly what I was hoping for. It was 100% pure, perfect Fallout, the exact kind of thing I was wondering about. Like, can you have a game like this? And I think that Fallout can do it beautifully, and I think Fallout London proves it.
And with them going into the game making now, because this is their first and last mod, because they are working on a small game, an RPG.
Yeah.
Well,
I believe they're going to do a better job than any of the other companies out there right now on this game. They're going to use the Unreal Engine
okay.
for the first one, but they're going to use a different engine for their next game. But they do have 2 more DLCs planned for the mod for Fallout London.
Wait, really?
Yes, 2 more DLCs are still in the works.
Now, wait, are these considered updates where they're just bug fixing, or are you talking about full DLCs where there's going to be more
full
content?
DLCs? Yeah, story content.
Wow.
Yeah, Pork and Rabbit is
amazing.
Pork and Rabbit, actually, we just haven't found it yet, but is actually a story DLC.
Amazing.
Yes, and they're going to add 2 more story DLCs.
I think we've covered that topic pretty well, and we will be actually making we have plans to actually do a full episode dedicated to Fallout London. We wanted to wait because of the new update in case, well, obviously they did. They fixed a lot of the concerns. I wouldn't say concerns, but like some of the negative aspects, like the loading screens and stuff.
And the settlement system, they fixed that. So I haven't experienced it yet because I haven't made it that far.
Right.
But according to the people on Discord that I was talking to, which, they are part of the team, they said it was fixed.
Yeah. So we will have more information on all of that in the future. So we have one last topic on the docket, I believe.
Is it old age?
Yep. Speaking of old age, Skyrim Granny is retiring from streaming and recording. Is that what you guys were saying earlier?
Yes.
She had a soft retirement, I guess, like a year ago or something. So the first time I heard she was retiring, I was like, no, she already retired. But I think what happened a year ago or 2 years ago was that she
had to have eye surgery.
She half retired. Yeah, she didn't want to keep doing it, but she was going to do it in like a little more in diminished capacity. But apparently now she's just completely done. Yeah.
Okay. So for those of us who don't know who Granny Skyrim Granny is, who is she?
Well, she's I think it's Skyrim Grandma is her actual moniker, and she's apparently been, we were just talking about this before the podcast, that she's been streaming for about 10 years, and she streams Skyrim just constantly for those 10 years. And Granny VATS has actually watched a little bit of her, and she can probably speak more to what she thinks about Skyrim Grandma. But she she brought a lot of people into the fold. She's apparently the developers at Bethesda love her, and they've been talking about putting her into a game. And there's been a lot of
There's
good
been a
energy going
fan-made
with her.
mod.
Yep, there's a fan-made mod.
There is a
So there,
fan-made mod where you can have Grandma Shirley in your game.
Oh,
yep,
that's cute.
there's
I have
yeah,
it
there's
actually.
a lot of good
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah,
And we do have the article listed. Like we'll have the article in the description as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So well, all right.
yeah.
Well, listen, I think this was absolutely fabulous. I enjoyed myself a lot, and I definitely
too.
want to do this again.
Yeah.
So, thank you for joining me, Granny. Thank you for joining me, Old Man. Fallout.
You bet.
I don't want to just call you
Awesome.
Old Man.
I don't mind at all. I get OMF, I get Old Man, I get Fallout, and I respond to all.
Fair. Thank you all
Except
for
late to
joining me.
dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except for yeah, it all feeds you dinner. Is there anything else you guys wanted to add before we go?
No, but well, yeah. Actually, I would add one thing, and that is when this podcast gets released. For those of you watching, usually you can expect to get 1% response rate on things from viewers. So if 100 people watch, you get 1 comment. If 1,000 people watch, you get 10 comments. That kind of thing. I would hope it's much higher for this because I would really encourage viewers to give us feedback. It's the very first podcast,
So we can
and
bring
if you're
it.
watching, if you're watching right now and you're thinking to yourself, "Oh, that was an interesting thing to watch," don't just close the page when it's done and go on to the next thing. Actually,
Yeah.
give us some feedback or something because this is our first time. We don't know what we're doing, or at least I don't know what I'm doing. We're just doing the best that we can, like cobbling it together. And you would think by podcast, I don't know, 10, 20, 100, we'd be really old hands at it. But right now we're not. So
Yeah, well,
feedback is good.
between the three of us, there's a lot of. I mean, we have a lot of hours on air between the
Yeah.
three of us. Like I used to stream.
Yeah.
I just tend to more do this format because it's a little more casual.
Yeah.
Also, I have a medical condition where like sometimes I just get brain fog in the middle of, and I just can't go any farther. So if I'm in the middle of a stream,
Feel
you know,
your
I just-
pain.
yeah. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I think we've got a diverse group here.
Yeah, we need feedback to let us know what you want to hear about, what mods, anything about the game you
topics.
want to know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, or things about the audio levels. And yes, we do
Yeah.
have some fixes already in the works. We're gonna get Granny set up with a proper camera. That's the
Yeah.
first thing we're gonna do.
Yeah.
So that way we can
Podcast
see
2
her.
has a real granny.
Yeah, that way we can see her lovely face.
Yeah.
And just
Yeah,
we
my
would
camera's not great right now.
well, it just all we need to do is get you a little screw mount and you'll be fine. Then you can
Yeah.
move it around wherever you need. But so thanks again for joining me, guys. And it was a pleasure. And I hope to anybody listening and watching that you have found this entertaining, maybe even a little informative. I will leave links to most, if not all of everything we've talked about in the description below. And hit that like, subscribe, all that stuff, I guess, because you have to do the shill, right?
That's
You
right.
better do it. So otherwise this podcast is going to go nowhere. We need the viewers to push it. And the biggest way
Let
to
us
do that is
know.
to give it a thumbs up. Yeah.
So
Yeah, talk to us.
All right. Yep.
Don't just
Thank-
say hi, although hi's nice.
Hi's nice.
Yeah.
I like a hi. So,
Yeah.
but thanks again for joining me, and everybody have a good night. Bye.
Bye.